Hello dear traders, welcome back. Tuesday morning Forex market. We got the New Zealand dollar versus the Canadian for a follow-up. We haven't been here for a few days. I thought it was a good time to give you an update. So you probably remember the case study here. It's a classic case study where I can show you how we've taken some actions as far as money management goes, because things have not went our way at the very beginning, right? And sometimes that happens. So we got in probably about 2 weeks ago, right? Maybe even more, somewhere between 2 weeks to 3 weeks ago, where price was just took the previous high for the first time. Remember that? Now this is usually an important point, at which more than 50% of the time ending up as a tipping point, right? As the beginning of the new trend. In this case, clearly that was not the case here, right? Price went up. We took this under consideration by entering a small size position, very small, just one trade. And the game plan was to catch that tipping point, but if price was going to push forward, we knew we have about 100 pip where we can absorb that move and then try to double down. And that's exactly what happened. Price went up, right? We stayed in, and I even came here and followed up on the fact that we got that price went against us and we were still here. Then of course we saw that, that encounter with 91.13. We knew this was gonna be our moment to shine, so to speak, because we knew this was a stiff resistance. And even though price seemed to be breaking out at first, we stayed put. We kept composure and we stayed put, and price came back down. This is how it looked like from the weekly perspective, by the way. Super accurate. Take a look how accurate it was, just knocking off that 91.13, but didn't really close the bar outside, did it? And then of course the turnaround, and when price turned around, we actually doubled down, right? We pushed a second trade here, and when price made that big nosedive, we actually got out from that higher trade that we got in as a doubling down move. So we are already registering some profit on this one. Now here's what happened ever since. Ever since the moment we got out from that higher trade, price came back up and then came down again. I want to show you how. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is what started to develop. It's what we call a local trading range, right? We got that first up, second down, and then third. When we noticed that, we figured that price is taking a bit of a rest, so to speak, consolidating on a lower scale, probably trading sideways for a while, and then of course, we had 3 legs, so we figured out it's gonna be an interesting move if we could double down again for the second time, mind you, right? If price will show that it's unable to break above 90.58. That's the main point of reference for us at this point. Short-term cycle, of course. We saw the rejection, and you can see just yesterday we pulled the trigger again. This is the second doubling down on this one. This is the original trade that we got in, the first trade, the initiation trade, right? Long time ago. Ever since then, just with money management, we've been able to put this position in a green territory, in a positive profit and loss situation. So that's the New Zealand Canadian. Now, if it's gonna give us that green light, it did yesterday, that's no doubt, but we need another green light now on 90.30. Once we get that, we can dig in and push the position even bigger. But eventually, we suspect this might be the behavior, and only on the next back and forth swing we're gonna see that breakdown possibly. So that's what we're prepared for right now, psychologically speaking. And then of course price is gonna go to 89.08. It's gonna be a big test level here, and it can definitely go beyond, break that level, and head straight to 86.78, which we believe is the primary target and the final destination. That's about that. New Zealand Canadian looks still very bearish, as far as we're concerned, at least. We'll have to come back and follow up as usual. That's about that for this one. See you in the next. Cheers.